Today we're going to talk about the normal distribution, which is the most important of all the distributions. The normal distribution is a continuous distribution, and it is widely used, and it's even widely abused. So its graph is a bell shape, and you can see this bell shape, the data that forms a bell curve, in almost all disciplines. Some of these include psychology, business, economics, sciences, nursing, and of course, mathematics. If you ask enough people about their shoe size, for example, you'll find that once you graph the data, it's shaped like a bell curve and can be described as normally distributed. The normal distribution has two parameters, two things that we measure. We measure the mean, mu, and the standard deviation. So if a random variable x is a quantity to be measured that has a normal distribution, then we write it this way, and we read this as x follows a normal distribution centered at whatever mean we have and whatever standard deviation we have. Down here is the probability density function. We don't have to memorize it, as we've got some tricks in our calculators, of course, to help us solve these problems. And this right here is an example of a bell curve or a normal distribution. So these are some important attributes of a normal distribution. The curve is symmetric about a vertical line drawn through the mean, mu. So we've got our normal distribution. The curve is symmetric. It can be reflected on both sides. It's the same. And this middle here, this is the mu. The mean in this case is the same as the median because the graph is symmetric. A change in mu causes the graph to shift left or right. This means that there are an infinite number of normal probability distributions. Remember that the area under this curve, this whole curve, equals 1. So any change in the standard deviation causes a change in the shape of the curve, and it either becomes fatter or skinnier depending on what that standard deviation is. And then later we're going to talk about one special type of normal distribution, which is called the standard normal distribution.